Do you want to start traveling, but you have no one to travel with? Are you nervous about traveling on your own? In this video, I'm going to give you my top tips on how to start solo traveling. A lot of people get very nervous thinking about taking an independent trip. When I started doing a lot of solo travel, I had so many people say, "Oh my God, you're so brave," and I could never do that. It's that mindset you actually just need to get past, because that's the hardest part. I had a lot of, I was fearful going myself, but once you get through it, it's amazing. So first, I have a few tips on how to get through these fears and these blocks and worries and whatnot for traveling independently. Now, first you want to start off small. So you can take a smaller trip. It doesn't have to be a large trip. So start small and work your way up into those bigger trips. Next, start off in domestic. So instead of going for an international trip for your first independent trip, go somewhere within your own country. Take a weekend, or take a couple or take maybe a week somewhere else that you've never been to in your own country. That way you kind of get your toe dipped in. That's actually what I did when I took off on my long-term solo trip. Was I started off domestically because I was scared. So I did a road trip through the Maritimes and Atlantic Canada, drove across the country and did that because I figured that if I hated it or I didn't like it, and I can just easily turn around and come back home. Next, when you do go international, you want to start off with easy countries. So things that I would consider easy countries are places that speak the same language as you speak. So if you're an English speaker, go to the UK, go to Australia, New Zealand. There's a number of different places that you can go to. Those ones are going to be your first starter place, and it's going to be so much easier, so you don't have that worry of needing to speak a different language, which, just a little tip, you usually don't need to speak the other language to be able to get around and converse with people. Now, this last one here is definitely a huge one, because I talked with people that did this, and it just plummets you right back down. So stay away from those fear mongers. When you start talking to people about the trip that you're wanting to take, and maybe telling them about some of the worries or fears that you are having to go on this trip, these are the type of people that usually have never traveled. So you want to make sure that you're not talking to them, because they're just going to feed your fears. Because as soon as you say, "Oh, I'm worried about getting around," or "I'm worried about not speaking the language," people are going to be, "Oh my God, I know. I don't know how you would do it. I just wouldn't go." They would just feed those fears so that you end up second guessing yourself continually instead of working past that. And then you're not going to be able to take that dream trip that you want. So stay away from those people in talking about your trip. Now, who you want to talk to are those cheerleaders. So you want to find some cheerleaders that can boost you up, that have traveled, or that are just very positive and will help you go through some of these scenarios of what you're going through and how to, overcome these. So find those cheerleaders, talk about everything so that they can help build you up to get you past and onto that plane. And I hope you have a great night. Bye.